Clope and Minster welcomes you to this broadcast of high school boys varsity basketball on NKTelco Sports. We're at Minster Gymnasium with Ottoville Big Green. Take on the Minster Wildcats. Tonight's game is brought to you by the following sponsors: Brown Equipment Corporation, First National Bank, Keyhole Pizza, Winners Meats, Sydney All-Glaze Audiology, Precision Strip, Wagner's IGA, Fortress Forest Center, and NKTelco are sponsors here for this game. Ottoville at Minster, along with Michael Kern. I'm Dave Canappi. Glad to bring you this game. Game between two teams that's lost a lot of experience from last year's team. Michael, on Ottoville, they were 21-3 last year, graduated a whole bunch of players back, having a solid year this year.
Yeah, they lost 12 players from a year ago, and it was a lot of things they were going to have to try to replace with 12 kids who are pretty much the program. They've had a lot of scoring, lose Josh Turbin, lose Ryan Seaver. They're both playing college basketball. You get a handful of kids, including a guy we're going to say his name a lot, and Will Miller. I refuse to call him William. It's just kind of how it's been for the last 4 years. But it's a team that can do some things, but it's kind of as Will goes, they go. And if Minster could figure out a way to sort of shut him down, not let him have 20 or 30 like he's had a handful of games this year, they can do some things. However, if he gets hot, like he has in a couple of games, this is a game Ottoville could run away with.
Yeah, for Minster, they're a similar type setup. They lost 6 of their top 7 players off a team that went undefeated and won the MAC the first time since 1975. But unfortunately, they're having a struggle this year. Only won 1 of 7 games so far. Have played some pretty good competition. They've played all the teams so far have had winning records. 2 of those teams are undefeated. Balkans is 8-0. Versailles is 5-0. Versailles shot 69% and blowing out the Wildcats in their last game, 80-46. So that was the only win before that was for Anna, against Anna. Minster won a 1-point victory in that. So a little bit of scoring problems for Minster. You look at the Big Green, Keith Utendorf in his 5th year has really had some pretty nice
he's had
years.
some super talent after he came over. I mean, you look at what he's done in that time, 88-24. He's got 106 wins last year, and I joked with him about how he finally got over 500. He spent half a decade at Fort Jennings, the rivalry next door, and we kind of talked about it, and it was, leave me alone. When I become an over 500 coach, I don't want to talk to you anymore. That's my guy, and I make fun of him, but he's got an uber-talented team. It's just a matter of if they can put everything together.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clope Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clope is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clope offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clope.com/careers.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Welcome back here as we're getting ready for the starting lineups that will be brought to you by Sydney All-Glaze Audiology. This is the 39th meeting between these two teams. Pretty good 37th meeting all time. Pretty good rivalry. Ottoville leads the series 19-17. First, the starting lineups for Ottoville, 6-5 on the season. 6'1 senior number 2, William Miller, averages right at 20 points a game. Next up, number 4, 5'11 senior Carter Schnipke. Next, number 5, a 6'1 senior Michael Steffen. Next, number 12, 6-foot junior Kellen Schlagbaum, averages 12 points a game. Rounding out the lineup, number 23, a 6'1 junior Carter Horseman. Head coach Keith Utendorf in his 5th year. So again, it's Miller, Schnipke, Stefan Schlagball, and Horseman. And they'll dim the lights for the home team here. With Sidney Ogle's audiology. Starting lineup for the Wildcats. Starting off with number 12, Brogan Steffi. Number 4, 6'4 junior Logan Papari. Number 14, 6'1 junior Devin Whipker. He's been averaging more lately, 15 and 12 the last 2 games. Number 2, Austin Wellman. He's become the defensive stopper on this team. Rounding up the lineup, 6'4 senior number 20, averaging 9 points a game, Johnny Nixon. So it's Steffi, Papari, Wellman, Webker, and Nixon for Coach Michael McClurg in his 6th year. Gives us an opportunity for our keys to the game. Brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. We'll first start with the Ottoville Big Green.
I just want to know if Bob's bringing a pizza here.
He might.
Get him to stop by. That'd be great.
Yeah.
You look at what Ottoville wants to do, and this is a Keith Utendorf thing to the core. He really wants to play at a fast tempo, rock the glass, hold on to the basketball, do smart things, but mostly, the one thing that he's going to jump out about, do your job and play in your own role. And you look at Mike McClure on the other side, he said he wants to be able to combat that. Keep Miller out of the lane, learn how to finish in this game, and be able to put points on the board. We talked about that. Not the greatest shooting team, but they're taking on a team that they can't afford to get into a running game with.
So again, those are your keys to the game, brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Tip is controlled by the Wildcats. Steffi, freshman, will run the point, leading scorer about 11 points a game. Whipker thought about a 3. Wellman on the line. That ball will go out of bounds, so stay with the Wildcats. Wildcats pretty decent size. 6'4 Nixon, 6'4 Papari. Then you have 6'1 Whipker, 6' Steffi, and Wellman.
So one big thing about Kellen Schlagbaum, too, at 6 foot for Ottoville, he's able to guard guys bigger than him, and he goes in and crashes the boards like you saw there.
Steffi tried to step back at 3, not able to get it off. So working around the perimeter. The Wildcats 1-6, 0-2 in the MAC. Coach Michael McClurg in his 6th year at the helm of the Wildcats.
And I think even with this possession already being 45 seconds, just that one shot, you could see the frustration in Johnny Nixon when he had the ball out top. Ottoville's doing a great job defensively.
There's a 3 by Steffi and rattles it home.
That's one of those things, you put a hand in a guy's face and sometimes it doesn't go your way, but they made him work for that shot.
3-0 Wildcats on our First National Bank scoreboard. First National Bank, think first. Ottoville on the attack. Corner 3 off the mark there by Miller. Wildcats back with it. Webker thought about a shot. Able to get one up. Schlagball with the rebound. Trying to push it ahead to Miller.
Ottoville, too. Miller wants to come back through the lane. They don't want to take any time. That's what we talk about, pushing the tempo. They don't want to play a half-court game with Minster. They want to get out and run.
There goes Miller. He averages 20. Schlagbaum right at 12. After that, it drops down to about 3 a game with the rest of them.
I got caught watching Mike McClurg. If there was no travel, he ran into his own guy.
Miller shot off the mark. Steffi comes up with a long rebound.
I think that's a matchup you're going to have a lot of. Schlagbaum on Steffi up top. Curious to see if Minster comes back to him. There you go.
There's Whipker, drives to the hoop, left-handed shot rolls off. Wellman came up with a rebound, but not able to save it. Big Green back on the attack. Miller. Shot there by Schnipke for the basket.
It's kind of similar to the first play they tried to run with Will Miller, just a little further inside to get within one.
3-2. Minster here in our First National Bank scoreboard. Lob to Johnny Nixon. Tries to find an opening. Finds Papari for the basket.
It's another one that Minster made him work for. You double down on the big guy under the basket, see if he can't find his way. Hopefully he gets lost. It's like a haunted house. He just can't find his way through.
Horseman not able to get the shot off. Back to Schlagbaum.
Kellen's going to take one of these. Get a feeling on that transition, on that kickback up top, he's going to take one.
There's a corner three. Tipped around. Wellman comes up with the rebound.
It's not generally Michael Steffen's shot, but he was so open. He thought, yeah, maybe I'll take it.
Steffi gives it to Whipker. Papari, an exchange student, gives it up to Wellman. All the way over Steffi, open floor three. Rebound by Horseman. He'll draw the foul over the back.
So one thing you will not lack in this ball game is kids who are afraid to shoot the basketball. Will Horseman, Carter Horseman, and Michael Turnwald in for Ottoville.
And for the Wildcats, it's Zach Fortman in the game and also James Niemeyer. Fortman 0, Niemeyer 22. Senior and a freshman.
About 4 points a game between the two of them. So Miller's going to reach a point in this game. It's going to come, and it's here.
There's a nice move.
Hop step. You get fouled on that play, too?
There's a foul. It was real late, or maybe even after the shot. We'll see what the referees call here. It's a bit late on the call, but I think it's just going to be your typical three-point play here.
What I was even going to say was he's going to reach a point where he's just going to try to take the game over. He got to the low block, and there's some confusion. Mike McClurg's asking, when did we get ice cream?
Yeah, I'm sure that's what the conversation is. As he wants to go clarification there. Like I said, it seemed to be a bit of a late call. As they called a foul on James Niemeyer. And a chance for the three-point play here by Will Miller. Miller, an 85% foul shooter, knocks it home. We are tied at 5.
Yeah, that's one thing that Ottoville does extremely well, 71% as a team from the free throw line.
That'll win you a lot of close ball games as Niemeyer almost loses it. Guarded by Miller. Nice pass to Nixon. Too strong. Fortman crashes in but goes off of Nixon's out of bounds. So good opportunity for Minster, goes by the boards.
Yeah, and again, they're trying to kind of use a difference where Minster's trapping the big guy underneath, or Ottoville trapping Minster's big guy under the basket and saying, again, find your way. Try to get something out of this. Using the baseline as kind of an extra defender.
Miller on the wing. Being guarded by Steffi here.
Oh, Miller wants to shoot on this possession. That kick away he was not happy with.
Schlagball puts up a shot. Ball on the floor. Whipker dives and it goes out of bounds. It will stay with the big green.
I'm of the belief that everybody in Kellen Schlagbaum's family are good shooters. He's got a sister who was a heck of a shooter the last handful of years they went to state. He's got a brother, too, who was one, Trey. But aptly named. His name is Trey. Shoots a lot of threes.
Yeah. Shooting runs in the family is
right,
what you're saying.
I don't know if you planned that or not, but it worked out perfectly. Oh,
Miller, a long three.
Watch Keith Udendorf. Oh, he just turned his head and just, I don't know why you would do that.
Steffi up ahead to Niemeyer. Fortman tried to post up. He'll draw the foul on Seaver.
Seaver, again, his brother playing at Capital. Had a heck of a 4-year run at Ottoville.
Along with his teammate Josh Thorbaugh is at Finley.
Oh, you're going to get kicked out of Ottoville.
I pronounced it wrong?
Yeah, you got it wrong. They're not going to let you at Millie's.
Stolen away there by
turnover. Turbin. We just make things... Oh, what a move, though, by Miller. It doesn't count. It looks fancy.
So my apologies to the Turbin family. So
there's like 50 of them, by the way. They all are great athletes. 2 younger sisters who are freshmen who were standouts for the girls' team.
Speaking of family connections, Noah Papari, his aunt, Retta Papari, who was the point guard of the 1998 Minster team. She ended up playing that one state. She ended up playing Division I basketball at Xavier. He just transferred her. He's an exchange student at Minster this year. So
this is the old joke. If he's not good, can we give him back?
Drive to the basket. Schlub gives it up to Turnwall. And
Now
that is tipped off of Ottoville.
Sorry. Yeah, Kellen had the right idea. Just kind of when he went there, he forgot there was a tree in his way. It's amazing that the pace of this game's been played at. There's only 10 points on the board. There's only one total turnover.
Yeah, you're right. As Steffi brings it up, goes to Nixon. That's usually where the offense goes, between those two. And there's a shot by Steffi. Rebound by Miller. Drives it to the hole, and that is knocked out of bounds by Papari. It'll stay with Ottoville.
Yeah, and again, I think we've quickly reached Will Miller time, where he's decided, I'm going to try to be the biggest impact on this game that isn't really moving offensively. Here he goes. Michael Stefan with the offensive foul. It's been the issue at times. These teams combine for 30 turnovers a game. But if you looked at the records, you talked about Minster being 1-6. You would think that maybe it would be skewed their way, but Ottoville, because of their pace of play, averages 17 a game.
Yep. Minster's had trouble. They've committed about 13 turnovers a game and only caused 8 turnovers a game on the season so far. Papari tries to drive in traffic. That turned out bad.
Yeah, anytime I go on I-75, it looks the exact same way.
Miller, spin move. Long rebound. Whipker ends up with it.
The only problem, Webker wasn't looking really up the court. He didn't see the two guys coming past him.
Miller tries to get a steal from behind. He draws the foul.
It's already 4 fouls for Minster, or for Ottoville. Miller gets his first. This is going to be kind of a war of attrition, I think, at times. Because Minster, like we talked about, they want to slow down the pace, kind of make it more methodical. But to be able to do that, or at least to do it effectively, you have to have a lot more plus possessions than they're getting right now.
Wellman in some trouble, gets it to Papari, back to Wellman. Minster only goes about a 7-person rotation, so not real deep as well, where I think Ottoville goes deeper than that.
Maybe 1. I think they're usually about 3 guys off the bench.
Webker, Nixon trying to post up, able to get the lob in, and Nixon finishes.
That's the old Randy Moss play. Throw your hand up and make sure the guy throws it to you.
Wildcats with a 2-point lead, under a minute to go. 3 ball, nailed there by Stefan.
Call him Stefan here. Ottoville with their first lead now.
8-7. Drive by Steffi, too strong. Battles for the rebound. Nixon, second chance. Still going, is out of bounds. It'll be Ottoville ball with 30 seconds to go.
This is kind of an odd play where nobody really seemed to know what they were doing chasing that basketball, and it unfortunately just ran out. 3rd turnover for Minster now.
Will Miller checks back in the lineup. Imagine the play will be going through here on offense.
Oh, wait, just before New Year's, this is a terrific crowd. I think all of Minster and about 3/4 Ottoville.
Pretty good crowd. At halftime, they had a cheerleading thing for young players, young girls. So a lot of those girls will be performing at halftime, and then their parents come there as well.
Look what I found.
And there is a 3 by Stefan.
Carter Snipke a little too aggressive with the hands. So Stefan's missed from each corner. It's a big chance.
Just under 10 seconds to go. Webker dribbling across half court, trying to find an opening. Picks it up to Nixon. Nixon will take it to the hoop. Left-handed, banks it home. Wildcats end the first quarter of play. They take the lead on our First National Bank scoreboard. Minster 9, Ottoville 8. We'll be back with the second quarter here on NKTelco Sports.
At First National Bank, we are working hard to make your life a little easier. With products like Card Valet, an app allowing you to control your cards with real-time notifications, transaction restrictions, and spending limits. The ability to access your money through 55,000 all-point ATMs across the country, surcharge-free. Live customer support when you need it. And online and mobile banking, allowing you to gain access to your financial information wherever and whenever you like. First National Bank, making your life a little easier.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
Allglaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Together, we are family, working safely for our loved ones.
We are problem solvers who challenge the status quo and drive improvement.
We care about our customer relationships.
We stay true to our values, caring and respecting one another.
We embrace change as we journey through our career.
We are Precision Strip, the world's leading processor of rolled steel and aluminum.
Precision Strip, doing the exceptional.
Crown Equipment Corporation, Grand Lake Health.
One quarter of the books here in Minster. Very close played game as Minster leads by 1 over Ottoville.
Yeah, you look at kind of how this goes. Each team has taken a handful of shots. Brogan Steffi hit that first 3 a minute in, but he missed his next 2. It's not something he's going to not do. He's going to keep on shooting, and you got to feel like if you're Minster, or at least you're hoping, they continue to fall down.
Miller takes it, finds an opening. Miller with 5.
That's Will Miller right there. Just kind of a deke, and everybody ran by him.
Second team All-Putnam County League last year.
51 goals in his last 2 soccer seasons, by the way.
As they had a very successful soccer season.
Yeah, got to the regional finals. Unfortunately for them, couldn't get enough goals. What a great move.
Wellman's just rattled in and out. Miller again through the lane and will draw the foul.
And aggressiveness. That's what, again, just to continue to beat this drum, that's Will Miller right there. He's going to continue to just go at him. And if he feels like nobody else is knocking down shots, I mean, he missed a handful in the first. Drew Hilver or Stefan missed a couple. Kellen Schleiball missed a couple. I'm just going to go ahead and do it then.
And
you guys get out of my way.
And he drives, and the way he drives, he probably gets to the foul line, and he shoots 85%.
That also helps. He's 3 of 3 now.
Yeah. Takes the lead to 3 for the Big Green. Steffi into some trouble now. Wellman. Papari, as Minster has their 5 starters here to start off the second quarter. Wellman over to Webker. Webker had the game-winning stick-back shot over Anna a couple Saturdays ago to win it for Minster. Nice pass to Papari. Loses a handle, too far underneath. Webker with a long 3 and buries it.
You don't take that shot unless you know you can hit that shot. That was feet together, and he was just ready to go.
12-12, we are tied. This back-and-forth game.
How about Anna and Minster? The girls played a one-possession game that came down to the last shot just a couple of days before that.
Yep. That was Anna won by a real long shot by Kaylee Brewer. Like Coach List said, he's about
the corner of the volleyball line.
Yeah, way back there.
Carter Horseman had the right idea. Defense just paired it away from him, and apparently he lost it out of bounds.
22, Seaver in the game. Zach Fortman, number 0, in for the Wildcats with 6:15 to go.
Now, this is a gutsy play for Keith Udendorf because Seaver comes in at 6:15. He's got 2 fouls already, and we already discussed neither team is real deep on their bench. And he makes the play.
Able to get the steal. Turnwald.
Look what I can do.
Schlagbaum. 3, that was way off. Nixon with a board.
Just nipped the side of the rim.
Papari. Fortman tried to post up. Good job by Miller to knock it out, but it'll stay with Minster.
I think he saw him come up off the low block and just decided with that backside help from Will Horseman, I'm going to try and play this.
Steffi looking for an open player. Fortman over to Webker. Nixon will kick it out. Papari will try a 3. Too strong, but Nixon's right there to stick it in. Johnny on the spot there.
I've only used that about 400 times with he and his brothers.
Yeah.
The last handful of years.
Schlagbaum will draw the foul, and a nice spin move by Kellen will shoot 2.
And that's the best recovery that he can hope for, too, because he just nearly airballed that 3 the last time down. Now he just comes right back and says, that's fine. I'll try it the other way.
Schlagbaum averaging just under 12 points a game, a 65% foul shooter. And he hits the first one.
First points of the game.
Ottoville's last game, they lost a 5-point game at Van Wert last Saturday. That snapped a 3-game winning streak that they had over Delphus Jefferson, Lincoln View, and Paulding.
And really kind of put an end to that winning streak to their every other game because they were going win one, lose one.
Yep.
They were 3-3 at one point.
6-5. 14-14. Long pass ahead to Steffi. Reverse layup and in. Nice shot by the freshman.
Physics says that shouldn't have been possible for him to turn and stop that way and make that shot, but he said, I don't really follow that book.
5 minutes to go, first half. Miller drive to the basket. There is Turnwald to tie us up at 16.
Michael Turnwald, whose dad used to be the head coach at Ottoville and Columbus Grove.
Right, predecessor before Udendorf, and Wellman's open for the Bunny.
Here comes the pace of play. Thought maybe it wouldn't work that way, but Minster's doing it.
3 ball there by Seaver. The old 3 ball in the corner pocket. 19-18. Steffi in some trouble. Minster lucky not to get a travel 2 times there, but able to reset it with Steffi at the point.
These are the kind of games I would love to hear both coaches during the halftime break. You're going to probably go in with a 3 or 4 point game on one swing or the other at the half, what they do.
Steffi with a nice drive. It rolls off. We're going to get a jump ball here that will stay on the Minster side.
So both teams have really scouted the other well because they flipped the script a couple of different times. And, all right, what you guys can do, we'll try and do it. If it works, let's try it again. That's not really surprising. I'd say probably 2 of the smarter coaches in the area. Keith Udendorf just having a long conversation with the officials.
Wellman down to Nixon. Too strong in the bank shot.
I think Nixon thought he was fouled on that play. He kind of turned and looked at the official of, did you see Spider-Man yet? No? Okay.
There's a 3 by Turnwall. That was nothing but net, but it didn't go in the net.
Yeah. Mr. Student are letting them have it.
Minster students dressed up in Hawaiian and beach attire. See in the left there.
That's like the first time in 6 games, I think, that I haven't seen either Christmas attire, because it's only a couple of days after,
right,
or pajamas.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of pajamas. Like, that's just lazy.
Yeah.
You guys going to the game? Yeah, I'm not even going to get out of bed. School's out. What do you know?
Minster the ball down by 1, 19-18. Steffi's the leading scorer on the team. He also is a point guard. A nice move. He has some nice moves. He's definitely a nice scorer for just a freshman in the games I've seen. There's a reverse layup there by Miller. He has 9. So Miller with 9, Steffi with 7.
You had a feeling it was probably going to end up like that. At least just look at it on paper. Those kids are uber talented.
Spin move falls off. Ottoville with the ball with a 1-point lead.
I have heard a lot about Brogan, but seeing him the first time, he's going to have a heck of a career.
Yeah, quarterback on the football team this year. Very athletic player, good shot. It's looked impressive in the games that I've been to, and we'll have a foul underneath on Minster. Carter Schnipke will check back in the lineup.
I don't know what happened here, but they were trying to not let Carter Schnipke check. Oh, until he went through his motions.
Okay. You're not allowed to really go in until the refs calls a foul and they wave you in, so to speak.
Well, no, see, the weird thing is he put up 2 as if the foul was on Miller. That's why I was confused how Ottoville was getting the ball. Because he 2 and then he pointed green. He pointed to Will Miller. But Ottoville has the ball now.
Yeah. I think Coach McClure wants an explanation. Steve Trout's trying to explain it to him.
Because Austin Wellman is the other kid wearing 2, and he wasn't in the game at the time.
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, they've given a second foul. Yeah, you're right. They've given a second foul to Miller.
It had to be Wellman then.
Too strong there by Horseman. Rebound Nixon. Up ahead, Niemeyer playing with 2 fouls. That's stolen on the lob to Fortman. Miller drive through the lane, left hand in. Nice move by Miller. He has 9.
And he's got 4 straight.
Check that. He has 11. Wellman loses it, able to get it back. Has to find a teammate. Coach McClure will call a timeout. There will be a 30-second timeout. That'll give us an opportunity to recognize our sponsors. Our 5-star recruitment sponsor, Crown Equipment. MVP sponsors are Clopay and Nidec Minster. Keys to the game were brought to you by Keyhole Pizza. Starting lineups were sponsored by Sydney Allglaze Audiology. Our timeouts are brought to you by Precision Strip. Wagner's Agio is our stats and recap sponsor. Our live view sponsor tonight is Borchers Floor Center. Michael and I will pick a player of the game sponsored by NKTelco on the First National Bank scoreboard. Ottoville leads by 3.
My fault. Well, it was water time. That's always happens. Go pitch to a guy and he's just not paying attention. It'll be interesting to see, again, I talked about adjustments at the half, what each coach does. I think you're going to see a lot of different defenses maybe in the second half with how Brogan Steffi is playing. Minster's going to try to, I would think, get him off the ball a little bit more so he can create something by the time he gets it. Ottoville's just going to go to Will Miller.
Nixon loses it underneath, ball on the floor, and a jump ball will give it to Ottoville.
We used to play that game when I was a kid, Twister.
Something like that, yeah.
Yep.
Was it? I think the spinner was on blue there, I think.
I thought it was right-hand orange. It was the ball.
Yeah, there you go.
It's like everybody reached down. But it's so different, though, because Ottoville's offense runs so much through Will Miller that they have to have him have the ball to create something here.
The leg ball, and there's a steal. Steffi comes up with it in some trouble, and he draws the foul. That's the foul on Will Miller, and that's, I believe, his second.
2. That's 2.
Well,
the board's wrong. They never flipped that foul.
Yep. Board says 3, but it's only 2 on Miller. But that's still 2 on Miller, and he exits the game.
I would be surprised if you see him again before the half.
It's Ottoville with a 3-point lead. Nixon on the elbow, double team, left-handed shot, rolls it in. Nixon likes to do that left-handed shot, and he's got a soft touch.
Well, that's what I was going to say, is there are not a lot of left-handed big guys in the PCL, and that sort of changes.
Schlegbaum with a nice move.
No reason that he should have been able to get to the basket like that with 2 guys on top of him. That's what he does. He's good, a really good second guy, so to speak.
Nixon gives it to Papari. Steffi with the 3. We're tied at 25.
He's got such a good jumper. That's what I was talking about. Get him off the ball and let him find a spot to create.
Schlegbaum, under a minute to go. We're tied at 25. It's been a very close game here in the first half. 6-5 Ottoville, 1-6 Minster.
Kellen's going to have to give this up and try to let them set him up on the spy, especially with a way bigger Nixon on top of him.
Schlagbaum, it rolls off. And we have a foul on Minster with 30 seconds to go. That'll be the 7th team foul, so it'll be 1-1 coming up here for Horsemen.
Referees are in the giving mood. Again, they say that's the first on Wellman. I think that would be a second, but what do I know?
Carter Horseman, the 1-1 here by the junior. Ottoville, very small team. Their tallest players on the roster are Seaver and Sellers at 6'2".
Also a terrific free throw shooting team. There we go.
As we say that, put the old announcer jinx on.
They were shooting 71% coming in.
25-25. We'll see if Minster goes for one here. Bopari over to Webker to Steffi. Hatch is going to go through Steffi or Nixon. Foul on Schlagbaum.
Yeah, Kellen sort of reached knowing that Brogan was going to come to his left, and he was a little too quick on the trigger.
Shot up by Seaver into the game with 10.6 seconds here. Zwellman will inbound it. Steffi trying to work off a screen by Webker. He go double team. Goes out of bounds. It will stay with Minster, and Ottoville didn't like that call.
No, but it's a smart play defensively by them to kind of draw that trap towards the sideline, try to pick up that third defender, and with two kids at 6 foot, it's going to be hard for him to see over top.
Wellman to Webker. Wellman, snowball with a ball. Webker put off another shot. So good half of basketball on our First National Bank scoreboard. We are all tied 25-25 between Minster and Ottoville. We'll take a break and we'll come back right before the end of the half. But if you stick around and watch, like I said earlier, they have a cheerleading clinic. So a lot of very young girls and very energetic and excited. We'll do the entertainment here at halftime here on NKTelco Sports.
Wagner's IGA has been servicing their communities for more than 95 years, spanning 3 generations. Wagner's founded their business on 2 basic principles: excellent customer service and quality products. Visit all our locations and experience the finest selection of deli, fresh meats, and variety of beverage choices. While there, don't forget to check out our vast selection of fresh coffee beans, produce, dairy, and bakery items. Visit Wagner's today in Minster, Fort Laramie, and New Bremen, and check us out on Facebook.
Kemmler Orthopedic Center is focused on a personalized, caring approach to treat all aspects of orthopedics, including total joint replacement, shoulder reconstruction, stem cell injections, and more. Dr. James Kemmler and Jed Cooney, certified PA, are dedicated to providing the best orthopedic care in the Grand Lake region. Kemmler Orthopedic Center has offices located in Salina and Van Wert, along with extended evening hours. To schedule an appointment, call our office at 419-586-5760.
We are here, and here, and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
We're at halftime here between Ottoville and Minster, and we are all tied 25-25 on our First National Bank scoreboard with our first half numbers. Mr. Michael Hearn.
I'm just impressed that Keith Udendorf doesn't look like he's tried to fight anybody during the half. He's a very emotional young man. He's not a happy camper right now, though, because of some shots. Maybe Ottoville forced a handful of shots that they didn't really get in rotation. Minster beat him on the other side. Super unofficially, by the way. 8 of 16 from 2 for Minster. They go 3 of 6 from 3. 11 of 22 overall. They do not shoot a free throw in the first half, despite maybe how some folks would want you to believe. 6 turnovers. They led 9-8 after 1. Ottoville 7 of 16 from 2, 2 of 6 from 3, 2 air balls. 9 of 22 from the field, 5 of 6 from the line, 4 turnovers. Led in scoring by Will Miller. He's the game's leading scorer with 11. Brogan Steffi with 10. I gotta believe that in the second half, each one of those numbers are going to skyrocket. They're just too good of players, and they're getting too good of looks right now.
Yeah, Steffi's had also, Nixon's had a good first half as well with 8. Schlegbaum with 4. And, it's been a very good game, very evenly played. So, yeah, but I think those two are going to have the ball in their hands a lot in the second half.
Well, and I think that's the halftime adjustment, too, right there, because you've got 2 guys from Minster who are doing the lion's share of the work, and you've got Ottoville trying to find more for Kellen to be able to do to play with Will, and they just kind of have been going 2 on 1.5 because it hasn't kicked in yet. Kellen hasn't gotten those kind of looks with he and Will on the floor at the same time, and keep in mind, Will's also got 2 fouls, and he plays at a hyper-aggressive pace.
So we'll be Minster ball to start off the second half. It looks like Minster has their same starters in Wellman, Steffi, Wepker, and Papari for the Wildcats. We'll check the Ottoville lineup when they get the ball, as Steve Trout will hand it to Austin Wellman to get us started here in the second half.
Right back to their starting 5. Miller, Schnipke, Seaver, Schlagbaum, and Horseman.
JV game tonight was won by Ottoville. A good game. They won 47-45. Wow. Lob it into Nixon. Lucky to get that back. Wellman will try the 3 and hit the front of the rim. Rebound by Horseman. He'll get it to Miller. See, it looks like Papari's guarding him. They had a lot of different players guard him in the first half. Passing to the corner there to Schnipke. Out of Wellman. Papari has the height at 6'4 to 6'1, but he draws the foul, his second.
Whoops. Sorry, people. I didn't need that pen. I've never been in a window before, apparently. Somebody's down there like, what just happened?
Yeah. Better a pencil than a clipboard or something like that. And Miller rattles home the 3.
Or a banner. We did that in New Knoxville one time.
Drive to the basket by Winter. He will draw the foul, and he'll shoot 2. Or Wellman, I should say.
I love that move, though, because he saw that there was a hole in the backside. Schnipke was going to have to almost tackle him to stop him, and he went up with confidence and aggressive.
Wellman, senior, one of 3 seniors on this team, hits the first foul shot.
That's his first free throw of the year.
Wow.
Not.
Yeah,
that's far into the game.
It's more of a defensive player than an offensive player, but
it's built like a linebacker.
Yeah, very solid, put together running back on the football team as he hits 2 foul shots.
Holds his team to within 1.
Schlagbaum bring it up against Papari this time as they switch it up. We'll see who Miller is guarding Miller this time. It looks like it's Wellman. Miller finds an opening, draws back iron. Nixon with the board to Steffi. Steffi gives it up to Wellman. Again, the Wildcats 1-6, Ottoville 6-5. battle, and that was won by Stefan, but they will call a foul on Carter.
Yeah, he got
Michael.
Too aggressive when he went around. He had him beat, had the ball knocked away to the opposite side, but just that little extra shove between those two.
Wellman underneath Steffi. Nice out-of-bounds play for the basket.
More importantly, he puts Minster back on top.
29-28 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Horseman will double dribble. Turnover good to the Wildcats.
And that's kind of a youth thing right there, a junior, but we talked about in terms of basketball class earlier on, he didn't play a lot at the varsity level the last 2 years. It was a roster that was just stacked, 12 kids that graduated, and again, that's half of Ottoville school.
Exactly.
So the fact that you had 16 kids is kind of a miracle by itself.
Steffi will bring it back out. Ottoville is one of two Putnam County League teams that Minster will play this year. They will play Pandora Gilboa in about a month. Steffi drives, will draw the foul. Pandora Gilboa, coached by Mike Lee, who is longtime coach, 23 years. He's actually here tonight. I saw him in between at the JV game. Scouting Ottoville. That's Ottoville's next opponent is at Pandora Gilboa.
In January, yeah.
Yep.
That's the crazy thing is they have to wait almost 10 days between now and that game.
Yeah, next Saturday the 8th is Steffi buries the first free throw.
9 of 18 now on the year. But hey, look at that. Minster hadn't shot any free throws in the first half. First 2-12 in this second quarter, or this third quarter, they've got 3.
Trying for the fourth. And stretches the lead to 3. 14 points now for Steffi. His biggest game was 24 against New Bremen a few games ago. Ottoville, Minster is the second of 3 MAC schools that Ottoville will play. They played New Bremen to start it off. Then Minster, a few weeks they'll play at St. Henry. All 3 of those games away. Next year they'll play them all at home. Schlagball thought about it. Drive to the hoop and is fouled.
Thought about it, and he realized Papari had his hands up near his face, and he was probably not going to be successful.
These two teams have played each other. It's the 37th meeting. I know they've played each other at least the last 25 years. Really good rivalry, some good games through the years.
Yeah, Ottoville's won the last 2, but the last 17 are 9-8 Ottoville.
Yeah, it's very good competition. A nice move, rolls off. Miller couldn't get it to fall.
He's going to be mad. That falls at L.W. Heckman.
That will go out of bounds. We'll see which way it goes. It looks like it's staying with Minster.
It's Carter Horseman. It looked like it went off his foot. Surprised there's not a lob play on the out of bounds here. It's a lipstick play. They run to perfection.
They get the ball to Steffi. Steffi tries to drive. We'll give it up to Whipker.
And if you remember earlier, Steffi had Will Miller on him. But with Miller being integral in the offense, great move by Nixon. Lost it on the way up, was able to come back with it and run the lead to 5.
Nixon in double figures. Schleybaum is fouled. That foul is on Papari. That is his 3rd. It's like he will have to leave in favor of Niemeyer. Also in the game is 24 Turnwald.
It's that 2 thing we talked about in the first half. They just throw a 2 up and both coaches stare of, is that my guy?
Miller, 2 versus 2, and the offensive number 2, Miller, draws the foul on the defensive 2, Austin Wellman.
So that's 2 straight fouls on Wellman then. Miller, a perfect 4 of 4 from the line tonight.
Now up to 15 points. He's a game-high scorer, won by 1 point over Steffi with 14. As Fortman will take Wellman's spot. Second shot here by Miller. Makes them both. Again, an 85% foul shooter. Gets to the line often and takes advantage of it. Whipker trying to drive, and that's stolen away. Turnwald to the basket, and he's hammered. He'll shoot 2.
It's another smart play on his part. After he got that steal, he took an angle to where everybody was behind him, and it was either going to be an easy layup or exactly what you see here.
Good point. Sophomore Turnwald, only sophomore on the varsity roster, hits the first.
Came in 4 of 7 from the line.
Now 5 of 8. If I do my math right, that's 62.5%, and it's a little bit higher now.
And he brings this team within 1.
33-32. Minster had a 5-point lead. Minster led by 1 in the quarter. It was tied at halftime.
How big is that shot at the end of the first quarter now by Nixon?
Yeah, really big. And they set up a 3 by Steffi. Nixon comes up with the rebound from behind, and he'll draw the foul.
He's at 2 of 5 from out there, but that was probably about as good of a shot as he's taken.
Yeah, it's a good rebound by Nixon. People sometimes say, oh, it's over the back. No, he out-jumped everybody and had the position on that.
Small people say that, I think.
Yeah, that's right.
Point guards.
Try to get it to Steffi. In some trouble, forces up a shot. Roman Miller comes up with a rebound.
Every part of me thought that shot was gone. And this is back to what I was talking about having Miller. You know, it's the old MJ thing. You know he's the threat out there, but who gets to be Scottie Pippen?
Turnaround rolls off. Niemeyer comes up with a big rebound. Pass ahead that's knocked out of bounds.
Watch out, coach. None of those guys have any eligibility left.
Yeah. A lot of coaches. I think there's 6 coaches on the coaching staff. They added Tim Bargy this year. He was supposed to coach the freshman team. And then with the numbers, a lot of freshmen playing up, there wasn't a freshman team. So he's just on the staff. And a move by Fortman falls off. Wepker comes up with a rebound and is fouled.
That's a shame. That's his first shot of the game. That was a good-looking shot.
Yeah, that was a nice move.
Ottoville's actually missing a couple of their coaches tonight who were out with the flu. The actual flu, I'm told.
Let's keep it as the actual flu. Yeah. Whipker's shot off the mark. Devin averaging right at 6.3. Really came on the last 2 games. Had 15 against Anna, had 12 against Versailles. In that 15 points, Anna had a stick back with about 1 second to go for the 1-point win over Anna. He hits 1 of 2 on the free throws there. 34-32 on our First National Bank scoreboard. Schlagbaum to Miller. Miller in the lane and draws the foul and 1. Nice move by Miller. He's at 18, and we're just barely past halfway here in the third quarter.
Well, I said he's having that kind of outing where he wants to put up 35 tonight.
Another 3-point play. Stefan will come back in. So you have Horseman to break. Will Horseman, that is.
That's the 4th different shot that Miller has hit that has either tied the game or given his team a lead.
Wow.
That's how this game has gone.
Yeah, Minster had a 5-point lead there early in this quarter, but that's probably been the biggest lead we've had.
I think that's 4 on Michael Stefan. Yep.
That's his 4th foul.
That's a smart play. He just tried to go through the guy in front of him. Seaver, who just checked out, now has to come back in. And look at the foul counts. 2:53 to go plus the final 8 minutes. We might be here for a while.
6-6. There's going to be a lot of foul shooting. That favors Ottoville. Shoots like 71%. Minster's like 49.
Traditional wisdom says
yeah,
that.
But you never know. And there's the steal. Up ahead, Schlagbaum, too strong. Turnwald with a nice rebound. Chased down there by Horseman. In some trouble. Coach Udendorf calls a timeout. It'll be a 30-second timeout. Gives us an opportunity to let you know NKTelco Sports and its sponsors are pleased to bring you replays of tonight's high school basketball action on NKTelco Channel 3 or in HG on Channel 503. Replay times are Monday, January 3rd at 7 p.m. and Thursday, January 6th at 7 p.m. Watch more games on demand through YouTube, Facebook, and at nktelco.com/sports. Generally, our games, once they're replayed the second time, they automatically go to YouTube, so you can look them up. If you want to watch a game from this year or earlier, or especially this year, they'll be on YouTube. 2:35 to go in the third quarter, and a very close and entertaining game. Ottoville leads by 1.
Much better than Marion Local Salina, which is the half, and Marion's up 25.
Marion, Coach Kurt Guttermiller has a nice team going on there. They knocked off St. Mary's last weekend.
Which is crazy when you consider how long the football season was, how they just jumped straight into it.
Yeah, he's had a lot of experience on how to deal with that. I think he said 10 of the last 11 years he's had a late start. And there's a big three there by Alex Seaver.
Plinkout at home, he's got 2 of those.
And 38-34, I believe this is Ottoville's biggest lead of the night.
Yep.
And this is the trouble that Minster's had. They'll play good and then late in the game have trouble finishing out games. Right now I think it's a big possession. The possession's coming to him here. The last 2 minutes are big. Drive by Niemeyer. Turnwell got the better of him.
Sort of out of control against 3 guys standing in the middle of the lane.
And there's Miller. And he draws the foul on the way to the hoop before the shot. It's a veteran official, Steve Trout, with the whistle there.
Meanwhile, the other official is getting an earful from Mike McClurg.
Yeah, and that's the 7th team foul, so you're going to see Will Miller at the line a lot the rest of the way. Here's the 1-and-1.
He's 6 of 6 so far.
He even overcame the announcer jinx there.
All right. I have jinxed this kid so much in his life. He probably at night is just like, not this guy again. He's got his average now.
And 1 above. Now at 21.
He's 5 of 5 just in this quarter from a line, helping his team amass this lead.
And what was a 5-point lead earlier this quarter by Minster is now a 6-point lead by Ottoville. Steffi had to shoot a little bit further away than he wanted to. It was a good double team there.
It looked like when he put his foot down, he stuttered a little bit.
Seaver's 3 draws all the way back to Schlagbaum. It's a reset, minute 20 to go. Nice crossover move. Nixon with a nice board.
That happens every time I make that move, too. That in the video game reset.
That's right. That's right.
Can't hit the 2 buttons at once like that anymore.
Pass to Nixon too far. Nice steal by Miller. Here's Miller the other way, and he just draws a foul.
You know, we talked about Keyhole Pizza Keys to the game before this one got going about tempo. And Minster was doing a tremendous job of matching Ottoville's tempo early on. You talked about it, just a couple of guys come off the bench for the Wildcats. Ottoville's pretty conditioned to this. They had, yes, all those kids last year, but they don't really play really deep. And you see kind of how it's going later on.
Yeah. Minster doesn't, they'll run when there's an opportunity. They don't push the tempo. And like I say, they go 7 deep. And
he's finally jinxed it. No, he hit it.
He hit him again. Lead to 8.
7 of 7 from the line in this quarter.
And Coach McClurg will call a timeout. Coach Udendorf praises his defense. Looks like it'll be a 30-second timeout. And okay, this is what Minster's season has been a lot. They play hard. They play competitive. They play a lot of good teams, and they play well. But what you see, the teams that have the losing records, it's that consistency. They have played really well the first 2.5 quarters. And then since then, Ottoville's kind of like you've talked about. I think it's a good point. You hit the nail on the head. The tempo has made the difference there. And then the ball, Miller, and Minster has no answer for Miller.
I would say all 10 guys I have listed for Ottoville all play soccer.
Good point.
It's a different kind of conditioning. Like football is more start-stop. And I'm not saying that's why, but they had that long run. They went to the regional finals this year. And while they didn't get, I think Keith said, 10 or 12 practices that they missed for a normal year, it's showing right now as they get, as the quote goes, their basketball legs.
Yep. Yeah, the soccer is continually running, where football is like a burst for about 5 or 6 seconds, and that's it. So, good point. See what Minster does here as Fortman has it knocked out of bounds. And
it was Miller again. He left his guy, he chose to shoot the gap, and he ends up knocking the ball away.
It was a tie game at halftime, so Ottoville's outscored Minster 17-9 here in this quarter. Down to Nixon, trying to find a move, left-handed, can't get it to fall. Rebound by Seaver.
And then credit Ottoville for sort of pulling those two guys in Stephan and Nixon apart in the third. They were working so well going back and forth in the first half.
Miller tries to drive through the lane. They stop him this time. Turnwald.
Oh my
God. Out Miller, a long three. Rebound Minster. That will end our third quarter of play on our First National Bank scoreboard. Ottoville 42, Minster 34. We'll be back with the fourth quarter when we return here on NKTelco Sports.
When I graduated from Salina, I didn't know much about the job market here.
I knew I wanted to come back to the area.
I went to Hometown Opportunity where I was looking for a local job.
It really opened up my eyes to the employer market around here.
I was able to filter down my options, see what types of jobs were out there for me.
Linked me directly with those local companies.
And the last 6 months have been wonderful to feel that family environment again.
Schwiedemann Pharmacies began serving the people of Auglaize County in 1916 when Urban Schwiedemann purchased the building and business from J.H. Hoffman. The New Bremen location is one of the longest-running pharmacies in the country, with over 110 years of serving its patrons. Since then, 4 more stores have been added: Coldwater, St. Mary's, Minster, and Wapakoneta to round out the group. Our services include prescription refills, home medical equipment, nursing home services, customized compounded medication, vaccinations, and so much more.
As we go to the fourth quarter, Ottoville has opened up an 8-point lead, 42-34 over Minster.
How about Minster hit more free throws, 5, in that third quarter than they hit baskets, 2. Brogan Steffi had the one early to tie the game, or actually bring his team within 1, and then it just sort of fell apart. Ottoville went on that big run, and you look at what the third quarter was for Will Miller. He had 12 of his 23.
So as we go to the fourth quarter, it's Ottoville's ball as they trail by 5 early in that quarter, but leading by 8. Miller puts up a long 3. Nixon with a rebound.
Oh, poor Keith Udendorf can turn around and just say to his assistants, why?
See what Minster does. They've been stuck on 34 for quite a while. They lob it to Nixon, who was double teamed. He was fortunate there to get a foul. And Nixon will go to the line to shoot the 1-and-1.
The other part of that, by the way, Patrick Miller is the assistant for Ottoville. It's Will's dad.
Oh, yeah.
So he pretty much turned right to Pat and said, why, Pat? Why? Why does he continue to do this?
1-and-1 here for Nixon.
He just seems tired of the fact that he's been getting beaten up physically.
Nixon tries to draw the charge. And they'll call they get the call. They did say it's a charge there. So there's a late, didn't see the call right away, but a good job there as he draws a third foul on Miller.
He went the whole third quarter. Miller didn't commit a foul. But he played a lot more spot up. He didn't really go after a lot of things. This time around, I looked down and see Mike McClure yell out, "Way to go, Johnny!"
Yeah. Usually you get the big guy underneath. They don't get the charge calls, you know. The small guard will always get it. The big post guy, not so much, but Nixon was able to get it that time.
Ask Shaq. He'll tell you.
Yep.
So Ottoville puts just that little bit of pressure up there, kind of, I call it a let you know we're here pressure.
Nice tip there by Horseman.
Right idea, but I think that might be what as good as I think Brogan Steffi's going to be. That's a freshman mistake of throwing from half court, trying to throw through the lane to your big guy.
Yeah, that passing lane closed in a hurry there. Papari to Steffi, running through the lane, and he rolls it in.
I say Plinko'd at home, just kind of stuck it around there. And that's a Will Miller play. He sort of beat him in his own game.
16 points now for Steffi. Wildcats now within 6.
I'll tell you what, I don't know how that kid plays AAU or anything about him outside of today, but I would be willing to bet you in the next 3 years he's going to make at least 2 first-team MAC selections.
Probably a good bet. He's only a freshman and already averages in double figures. As there'll be a blocking foul. Yeah, how many fouls do we have in the first half compared to now?
There was a lot less.
Yeah. As we'll have Will Miller and his second home tonight.
Fair, though, at 3 minutes to go in the third, I remember saying the fouls were 6-6.
Yeah.
It's not that far out. Miller with another knockdown from the free throw line. His last 6 points have come from the line.
And another. Lead back to 8 as James Niemeyer, freshman, goes in for the senior Wellman.
He's 12 of 12 from a line, by the way.
Wow. I don't know what
That's what I'm looking up right now.
What's the all-time record for Ottoville? School record. We'll see if we can come up with that. Michael's on his research.
Luckily, I know where
Minster,
that stuff is at.
Fortunately, able for them to get a foul. They were lucky not to turn that over.
That was kind of an awkward play, too. Everybody had the same idea, sort of coming back from the elbow, but just Kellen Schleibbaum jumped in front of it.
Devin Wecker with 4 points, a big 1-and-1 coming up here. Hits of it. I say a big one. Minster doesn't really have the firepower to really come from much behind. So this, when they're down by 8, they're at the danger zone.
4 of 7 from a line this year now.
Makes a pair, cuts
Take
the lead
that,
to 6.
Smart guy. 5 of 7 from, 7 of 9 from a line for Minster in the second half after not shooting one in the first half.
Schlegbaum working against Papari. Papari was guarding Miller earlier. So working around, there's Miller again. And another foul.
I thought it was chicken and egg because he took that little hop step, but it was, do you believe he took the hop because he got fouled, or did he hop before he got fouled?
And almost every foul has been in the lane as he drives. Of course, he initiates a lot of that. Another, what's that, 13 to 13?
That doesn't even get him into the top 100. The record in Putnam County for consecutive free throws is 33. Curtis Brown, who coached at Continental a couple years ago.
That goes all the way.
Ottoville's is 26 in a row.
Putnam County League goes all the way back to 1908 on their website. So he has a ways to go. Wonder what the record is in a single game.
I don't know. That's what I was looking. He's got 4 in this quarter, and we only reached 2 minutes gone.
27 points for Will Miller. He has been as good as advertised and beyond. Well over his average of 20. Papari will try the 3. Nixon with another rebound. Knocked from behind. It will stay with the Wildcats.
The record for most free throws made in a game in Putnam County history is 23. The record for Ottoville is 17, so that's in range. How about this? Jim Langhouse against Crestview in 1964 had 17.
Wow.
Bob Langhouse against St. John's in 69 also had 17.
This is most made in a game.
Most made in a game.
We don't know how many they made, if there was any that missed or not, but still.
Yeah.
So the record is 23 for Putnam County League. The record for Ottoville is 17.
Yep.
So we'll keep an eye on that. James Niemeyer will try to start a streak of his own.
He's got one for his first point of the game, and he's 1 for 2 this year from a line now. Freshman averaging 2 points a game.
Rolls it home. 2-2. Minster's hanging around. Ottoville hasn't been able to get the knockout punch, if you will.
9 made free throws in the second half for Minster. 3 made baskets.
It's good to have that many free throws, but...
And they're within 6.
Yes. Hanging in there. Miller in the lane. Stolen there. I think Niemeyer got his hand on it.
Looked like his foot.
And they want a timeout.
It looked like Miller forgot soccer season's over.
We'll see. I don't think they got the timeout. I think they're going to call a jump ball. And Auburn possession will keep it with Ottoville. I'm not always a big fan to try to get that jump ball, but at this point, in the game. I think it's huge if they could have stole a possession, if you will.
Well, and again, it goes back to the first half. We talked about Minster and plus possessions.
Yeah. Okay, so the ball is Minster ball.
Yeah, they flipped it on the arrow.
Yeah, I think they didn't switch it after the quarter break, which happens sometimes.
Oh, no, they switched it early. They flipped the arrow to Ottoville before they gave Minster the ball. Nixon, what a
underneath.
Pass.
Oh, Webker was too far under there.
I think that Seaver might have got a finger on that, too.
Miller, Papari. Papari has 4 fouls. Schlegbaum. Nice spin move. Doesn't fall. Niemeyer with the board.
Kellen's had a rough go of it. He's hit just 1 of 8 from the field.
He's had some nice looks. As Steffi, as Minster has a chance to get below 6 for the first time in a long while. They'll go to Nixon. Through the double team, left-handed and run.
And I said it earlier on, that's what makes him so dangerous of being that big left-handed kid. Ottoville does not see that in the PCL, and on their schedule, it's a lot of right-handed guys, and they come at you that complete different way.
When you say he's really a right-handed player, he's a right-handed pitcher in baseball, but he has a nice left-handed move, nice soft touch.
Ambidextrous, so when I watch him play is what I was trying to get to.
Couldn't get that. I mean, there's a rebound there by Niemeyer, and he draws a foul. So a big offensive rebound by the freshman, and he'll go to the line to shoot 2. As we're in double bonus the rest of the way with 4:22 to go.
He plays so well with his left hand. He just looks like he pulls it off. I mean, I might as well just not have a left hand.
Me too.
They're like, we know this guy's going right.
Niemeyer rattles home another. Lead down to 3.
How about that?
46-33 as Minster has a little bit of a run here. In and out there on the free throw. And there's a foul there. Wow. And that's a big foul. That's the 5th foul on Papari. Wasn't a lot of contact there. I'm sure Coach McClurg's not real happy. Papari didn't score a lot of points, but he played a lot of defense tonight as he will leave.
Yeah, just the 2 points. And it doesn't get much better in terms of fouls because Austin Wellman's also pretty deep into the foul count. I have him for 3.
Yeah. So Stefan shooting 2 here. There's somebody not named Miller shooting foul shots now for Ottoville. Newsflash.
That was his first free throw attempt of the year. It did not go.
Yeah. He did not have a streak there. Able to hit the second one, the lead back to Ottoville. Full timeout by Coach Udendorf. Ottoville leads by 4. You're watching high school basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
We are here and here and here. Minster Bank is everywhere, providing every banking service that you need to keep your financial life in order. Whether you are on the go or stopping by one of our branches, Minster Bank is here for you. We proudly support the communities where you live. Minster Bank, helping people achieve financial success.
Kogi Plumbing and Heating is your Bryant Factory authorized dealer. We have brought the best of comfort, control, and plumbing services to the St. Mary's area for over 60 years. We have been Reader's Choice winners for the last 4 years running and excel at providing our customers with efficient and reliable heating and air conditioning, as well as responsive service when a plumbing emergency arises. We insist that the products we install in our customers' homes and businesses offer the same performance and value that we expect ourselves. Call today for your next plumbing and heating or air conditioning needs. Bryant, whatever it takes.
4:21 to go. Ottoville leads by 4 on our First National Bank scoreboard.
Now here's a question for you. When Houston comes here tomorrow night for Minster, how are Minster's legs going to be with this running game?
Yeah, and well, Houston's not won a game, so back-to-back nights, and they find Wellman open. He cannot finish.
That's going to be a nightmare for him later on.
Had a good look against that pressure, but just couldn't finish. There's Miller and draws another foul.
And, you know, it's a hard thing as a defender, I would think, because you have to get up on him. Like, you have to get him early before, when he's at the three-point line, before he gets past the elbow, because he's going to try to create something out of that set.
And there's another player, James Niemeyer, did an admirable job. He fouls out. So 2 players fouled out now for Minster. As we talked about, they're not real deep. They really just have a 7-player rotation. And they also have Austin Wellman with 4 fouls. A lot of those fouls have been against Miller as he hits another.
Is that 15, I think, now?
I think that sounds right. Up to 28
15,
points.
Yeah. Okay.
And 16.
Let's see.
16 of 29.
He's tied with Ken Marquardt against PG in 1972. It's 1 away from tying the school record. Also, I said he could have 30 tonight, and he's 1 away from that.
49-43, Minster by 6. 3.5 to go. Steffi trying to find his spot. Able to get some space there.
Yeah, just enough of he kind of rope-a-dope the defender where he set him up kind of into him and just didn't fall. I think those plays you get so much hype where you're able to go in, you get such a good move to draw the guy off of you and then go, oh, I put too much sauce on it.
Although it looks like they're playing a little bit of keep away here. It's Coach Udendorf spreading out his offense here with a 6-point lead with 3 minutes to go.
At some point, this will disappear, and Will just decide he's going to the basket.
Yeah, and Wellman is now guarding him with 4 fouls.
And that's the reason why.
Yep. As soon as he sees an opening, it will probably happen. Probably about the only person who's going to shoot when you're spread out like this. And there's a pass that's stolen away by Steffi.
I think he had seen that play a couple times.
Steffi. Big possession here by Minster. All the way over to Wellman. Now to Fortman.
There's a big difference in this second half right there. Where Nixon is having to go to catch the ball is away from the low block where he was getting it earlier.
And he's able to get that one, but yeah, as you mentioned, Stefan's been pushing him out. And that's a good point because people think that's subtle, but yeah, you get out there 2 or 3 feet more, he
now
can't just turn around and shoot.
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. So Nixon shooting 2.
You know, he came in on the year, and it kind of goes to show you as he's now missed 2 straight free throws. He had 22 offensive rebounds, and it was about 40% of what his team has done. And it shows you how big of a piece he is down low, but it goes back to credit Ottoville for keeping that away from him.
Makes 1 of 2, lead down to 5. Coming up on 2 minutes to go. Miller, they're trying to double team. Slagebaum. Udendorf calls the timeout. It'll be a full timeout. We'll step aside and we return with high school basketball here on NKTelco Sports.
CarriageWorks has expanded and now can hold up to 25 cars in our service bay. CarriageWorks thrives on customer satisfaction. We accomplish that by providing top-of-the-line technology. CarriageWorks now uses a laser beam system to measure down to the millimeter of factory specs to better service you and get you back on the road. CarriageWorks has a brand new top-of-the-line paint booth that uses waterborne paint. There's no job too big or too small for CarriageWorks. We are certified collision specialists. Come in and see us today.
New Knoxville Supply Company, the supply source for residential, commercial, and industrial jobs. We specialize in plumbing products from many name brands, electrical products from replacing a light switch to rewiring an entire house, heating, air conditioning, and geothermal products, sheet metal ductwork, installations, and service. We are now housing more inventory, so all the hardware items you need to complete the job are available right away. New Knoxville Supply. Stop in, call, or check us out online at newknoxvillesupply.com.
Park National Bank, Cargill, St. Henry Bank, Chiltex LLC, Speedway Lanes.
2:03 to go on our First National Bank scoreboard. Ottoville with the ball in a 5-point lead.
Ottoville has not made a shot from the field in this quarter.
Haven't had to.
They're 8 of 9 from the free throw line.
And
they actually have not made a shot from the field.
And there's a bad pass, and Whipker with the steal.
Since about 3 minutes to go in the third.
Minster hanging around, trying to go down the stretch. They pass to Nixon. Looked like it was going to be a steal, but another foul.
Is that on?
Savannah. Seaver will pick up his 4th foul. Horseman,
Which is amusing because, then they flagged Carter Horseman. He tried to go around. He had the left hand on the ball. So Nixon sends down the first and 2. But I don't know if he got caught. I wasn't looking at his right hand. He got caught going around Nixon, maybe grabbed him. And just like that, it's a 3-point game.
Nixon makes a pair. So Miller, remember, Ottoville went to spread it out at 3 to go, and it's had a couple turnovers since that time.
Can't make a bucket.
Turnwald, Schlagbaum, and almost a steal by Steffi, and there'll be a foul, and the Minster fans not real happy with that call.
There are a handful of coaches in this building. I love watching their face when things happen. Mike Wiss is sitting not that far from where we are, and he just put his hand on his face and just kind of, I don't know about all that. That was in his game right now. He'd be angry.
Horseman, 2 shots. Draws back iron. Miller's been perfect. The other Ottoville players not so much for the line. As Cole Richard comes in, he had 22 points in the JV game, but he's coming in cold here in the 4th quarter.
Sometimes
they need his offense. Yep.
6 of 15 for Carter Horseman from the line now. And what was that big 8-point lead is now down to 3. I have seen crazy things in this gym, not including the power outage a couple weeks ago.
Horseman able to get the second one, so that makes it a 2-possession game. Lead at 4. Up ahead is Richard. He's got a nice shot. Steffi.
I like this one, too, though, because now you have to wonder if you're Ottoville, where's that shot going to come from? Is it going to be Steffi or is it going to be Richard?
If you're Minster, you just need a basket. Doesn't have to be a 3, but you need a fairly quick one. Steffi puts up a tough 3. Rebound by Turnwall or Horseman.
You can only take that shot if you're a shooter. Nobody else is even going to think about it. Sort of off balance on kind of a pullback from the right wing. And Minster did a smart thing here, though. When they chased after the basketball, they made sure they did not put Miller on the line.
Yep.
Ottoville did a good thing of getting it away from him.
Horseman hit 1 of 2 before. He rolls the first one in. And with a minute to go, Ottoville up by 5. And he hits a pair. Big free throws there for the junior Horseman. Minster now needs a quick basket. Steffi trying to find a spot and gets a layup. Timeout, Coach McClurg.
When he watches that back, I would love to be in the room because you go for the sure points. It's like kicking a field goal versus taking the 2. You go for the sure points, and he did to cut it to 4. But he had, I think it was Austin Wellman, standing in the corner clapping his hands at him as he went by of, hey, guy, how's it going? Look over here. Wacky waving arm inflatable tube man over there.
Yeah, but it was the sure points, and Steffi putting now up to 18. Him and Nixon have had 33 of the 48 points. We have this timeout sponsored by Precision Strip. Both teams still have 2 timeouts left, so we could have a lot of timeouts being called yet. Here, what's been a really good game. At first quarter, Minster led by 1. At halftime, it was tied at 25. Ottoville pulled to an 8-point lead, 42-34 going into this quarter. They were up by 6 with 3 minutes to go. Minster got as close as 3 points a little bit ago, but right now the ball, the lead is at 4. Ottoville ball. Of course, Minster will do the full-court press. If they don't get a steal, I imagine they'll foul someone other than Miller.
Shout out to my dude Chris Coleman, who's the head coach at Lipstick. He's watching this game. And that 3 that I was talking about from Brogan Steffi kind of questioned early in the shot. He even said, I'm not 100% sure about that one as a coach. But when you're feeling it, you got to take it.
Long pass ahead to Seaver. He is fouled.
This is going to be another foul as Brogan Steffi will get his first foul of the game. That is good for Minster on paper, because it's not Miller at the line.
Seaver hits the first. Horseman had a couple big foul shots the last possession.
Seaver was 3 of 4 on the year. And again, Ottoville has not scored from the field in this fourth quarter.
They've been good from the foul line down the
13 of
stretch.
15.
Wow. Steffi down to under 40 seconds. Ball in his hands. Nice move. And in. Nice
Same
move.
move he just scored on the last time down.
And there's almost a steal. They called a foul before anybody had the ball there. And it will go the other way, and Miller will get another chance. He hasn't been on the line for a little bit.
If he hits this, he ties the school record for free throws made in a game.
At Ottoville High School. Yep. So we'll one to tie, two to break it.
He's got no friends. Keith Utendorf's talking to everybody. That's the most amount of friends Keith Utendorf's got. So Will Miller with a piece of possible history, not only the fact that he could go to 30, but most importantly, would make it a two-possession game with 30 seconds to go.
Fortman will come in for Wellman. Other scores, Steffi with 20, Nixon with 15, Miller. We jinxed him.
His dad's going to find me after this game's over. Now, think of how important this one becomes.
He makes it 17 of 18, but unfortunately not able to get that school record.
Oh, he tied it.
Tied it.
I mean, that's all you can do.
To Fortman, loses it. It'll be Ottoville ball with 17.9 seconds to go.
That Marion local game I was talking about is 56 to 15. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
A lot of crazy games.
So Seaver back on the line. Ottoville trying to finish out this game. And he rolls home that one.
Which is crazy because I can't see it from our window, our drive-through window up here, but I heard it clank. And the fact that it fell in is a small miracle.
1 of 2. Minster's going to try to score quick. And there'll be another foul. Doesn't take a lot of contact here in the second half to draw a foul. And so that'll be Nixon. I think he was away from the ball. He drew the foul.
I didn't even see him where I was looking at, so there's that.
Nixon not able to hit that one.
He's 3 of 7. All of his free throws in this quarter. He came in 10 of 24. Stoned it off the front of the rim.
That ball will rebounded by Ottoville, and Ottoville is going to go to their 7th win of the season.
You know, if you'd have left and headed back to Ottoville at the start of the fourth quarter, you might make it into town before this game came to an end, just because of the amount of free throws that have been shot.
Yeah. That's a little bit of a drive down 66. It's about an hour drive, and you're about right. It's been a lot of foul shots. We talked about it. Each team had 6 fouls late third quarter, about 3 minutes ago in the third quarter. Seaver makes a pair.
That was the 19th free throw for Ottoville in this quarter.
Again, no field goals in this quarter.
Oh, they didn't have one for about the last 11 minutes of this game.
Steffi will put up a prayer. That will end it. The Ottoville Big Green come away with a win here at Minster on our First National Bank scoreboard. 58-50. Michael and I will be back to wrap it up here on NKTelco Sports.
Winners Meats. Quality meats for 4 generations. Hoagie Lumber. Hilsman Automotive.
Are you looking for a new career with amazing growth potential? NKTelco Press and Automation is hiring for many positions right now. NKTelco is a global company that is growing with its sights on being a billion-dollar company. Machinists, service technicians, human resource personnel, IT specialists, electrical engineers, mechanical engineers, and many more. The opportunities abound at NKTelco Press and Automation. Go to minsterjobs.com now to get started on your new career with NKTelco.
Hi, I'm Mallory. My grandpa's been making the world's worst pizza for 30 years. That doesn't look like the world's worst pizza. Grandpa, I know why they call you Chunky Bob. It's because you use chunky ingredients on your pizza.
Of course, it's not because I'm fat.
Grandpa, this is the world's best pizza. Keyhole Pizza, come check Grandpa out.
Dine in or carry out.
All Glaze and Sydney Audiology are committed to providing the most advanced and affordable hearing care solutions.
Did you know that more and more insurances are offering coverage for hearing needs and that we are the most comprehensive provider in the area?
Because we want to serve all in our community, we partner with agencies such as Medicaid, OOD, Sertoma, and most recently the VA, helping our veterans find local solutions to their problems.
Don't leave unused benefits on the table this year. Call us today to see if you qualify.
Lift your career to new heights with Crown, an innovative global leader in the material handling industry with over a 75-year history of growth and success. We're seeking career-minded candidates for a wide variety of entry-level and skilled positions in our new Bremen, New Knoxville, Salina, Minster, and other U.S. locations. Visit crown.jobs to apply or find us on social media by searching Careers at Crown.
Clopay Corporation, America's favorite garage door, is now hiring for all manufacturing and over-the-road Class A CDL driving positions. Clopay is the largest residential garage door manufacturer in North America, and we are continuing to grow. Join our team and work in a safe, clean, modern environment. Clopay offers a great benefits package as an equal opportunity employer and a drug-free work environment. Imagine the possibilities when you open the door to your career at clopay.com/careers.
Welcome back here to Minster, where we had a good game here between Ottoville and Minster. The Big Green prevail with a 58-50 win over the Wildcats. For the final numbers, Mr. Michael Hearn.
Yeah, you look at Ottoville now with their winning streak, 7-5 on the year. They shot 35 free throws in this game. They were 25 of 29 in the second half. That just does not happen. They did not score for the final 11 minutes plus from the field. And they won. I mean, one of those things sort of offsets the other, but it's just such a crazy thing to look at and say, okay, you're going to hold this team scoreless from the field for the final 11 minutes and change. How do you feel about this game, Mike?
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure Mike McClure would say, I feel pretty good. The problem is, in that same span, you're only going to be able to hit 5 shots from the field, and you're going to make twice as many free throws of your own. They were down 8. They got as close as 2 or 3 a couple of different times, and then just kind of that odd sort of thing. Ottoville, who shoots 71%, kept making all their free throws. And that ends up being a big difference. You look at the scoring for the Wildcats. They're led by Brogan Steffi, the freshman, with 20. He had 6 in the fourth quarter, including those 2 drive-by baskets where he just kind of left everybody in the dust. 15 from Johnny Nixon, 4 from Austin Wellman, 2 from Noah Papari, 6 from Devin Webker, and 3 from James Niemeyer. Just 9 turnovers for Minster, who led 9-8 after 1. They shot 50% from the field in the first half. It ended up going down because they had to take some shots they weren't comfortable with. For Ottoville, I mean, they turned it over 9 times as well. They're led by Will Miller. He had 30. Why? Because he shot 17 out of 18 from the free throw line.
Which tied a school record for most free throws, or tied the school record for most free throws in a game at Ottoville.
Which is
not necessarily consecutive there.
Crazy. Yeah. The consecutive thing is way out of that. He had to hit 17 just to get in the top 100.
Yep.
2 for Carter Snipke, 4 for Michael Steffen, 4 for Kellen Schlagbaum, 11 for Alex Seaver, Carter Horseman with 3, Michael Turnewald with 4. And you go back, and I talked about this at the halftime break about kind of finding that second guy to go with Will Miller. It was different guys because Alex Seaver hit was probably the biggest 3 after Turnwald got his team within 1 on the free throw line. Seaver steps up, hits that 3 to make it a 4-point Ottoville lead, and then they just kind of free throwed their way to the win.
Yep. Ottoville goes to 7-5 overall. They are back in action a week from Saturday, January 8th. They travel over to Pandora, Gilboa. Minster falls to 1-7. They are back in action here at Minster against a winless Houston Wildcat team. we will have that game streamed again on NKT.TV. So good ball game. Our player of the game goes to an NKTelco school. So our player of the game tonight will be Brogan Steffi.
Yeah, and he had just a tremendous game. I love that kid's game. He's fearless. You can see it. And I said it earlier, he's going to be at the top of the MAC list for the next 4 years. I wouldn't be surprised. Kind of got that maybe second team sort of thing this year with kind of Minster being 1-7 middle of the season. But the ceiling is unlimited on that kid. I really believe, especially with the way, if you could get Cole Richard and he night in, night out, if they're, Batman and Robin, they're averaging 25, 30 a game combined. Minster might not be it this year just because of having to play those kids as true freshmen, so to speak. But I got to look at the top of the MAC standings the next 3 years and go, well, there's Minster up there near the top. Makes total sense.
So congratulations to Brogan Steffi, our NKTelco player of the game. Well, that'll wrap it up from here. Ottoville wins both games, 47-45 in the JV. They win the varsity game 58-50. For my partner, Michael Hearn, I'm Dave Konakpi. Thanks for watching on NKTelco Sports.